Young Thug put Gunna on in the rap game and really helped start his career. But then Gunna snitched on Thug and YSL and became ops of Young Thug. And after Thug got out of jail, some crazy phone calls leaked that could split up the entire rap game. Before the drama started, Young Thug and Gunna have been rocking with each other for over a decade. For the story, we gotta take it back to 2015 when they got introduced to each other by a dude named King Troop. King Troop and Gunna were both from College Park, and Troop had a huge name in the streets. According to sources, Troop and some other dudes went out to LA and got the blessing from some OG Rollin' 60s Crips out there to start their own chapter in Atlanta. And after that, big name Rollin' 60s like Nipsey Hussle would pull up and chop it up in College Park. Troop had ties all over the rap game too, with dudes like 2 Chainz and T.I. And he knew Young Thug from back in the day too. By the time Gunna started really trying to rap, Thug was already popping off, so Troop told Gunna to pull up to one of Thug's music video shoots so they could meet.
Troop called us,
yeah, he used to be
called me and Nietzsche, and said, Slime's doing the shooting video over here in the hood. Y'all come down here, make sure he good.
Thug and Gunna became homies after that, but what really brought them together was when Troop got brutally killed a few months later. Troop was allegedly involved with the murder of a blood named CP3 at a club. It's not clear if Troop was the one who pulled the trigger, but CP3's death is allegedly what got him killed. In December 2015, Troop was leaving a gas station on Old National Highway in College Park when a dude named Patrick Wilson ran up and started shooting. Patrick Wilson had been waiting outside for over 20 minutes, and when Troop came out, he walked him down and dumped 14 shots into him.
Bro, so he didn't, my bad, y'all. So he didn't came from around the corner, started shooting that buddy, and then his face was covered. Then you take the hoodie off. Bro, you got to be stupid. Then wonder why you got caught. And yeah, he got caught quick.
Then while Troop was laying on the ground bleeding to death, Patrick Wilson took his hoodie off so Troop could see who killed him. Patrick Wilson tried to do the race, but the cops found him at a crib a couple days later, and he jumped out of a second-story window to get away. Troop's death was a big loss for Gunna and Thug, and Young Thug said he took Gunna under his wing because that's what Troop would have wanted him to do.
He had a big homie named Troop. Rest easy Troop. And he brought Gunna to me, like, hey, I want you to take them under your wing and like, these are my little boys. I really raised them.
Right.
Take them under your wings. Make sure they okay.
Then when Thug finally came home after the Rico case ended, he dissed Gunna on an unreleased track and raps, "Only reason I fucked with you, Gunna, it was cause of Troop." But before all the beef kicked off, Gunna and Thug were taking over the game together. Thug featured Gunna for the first time on his Jeffrey record in 2016. Then a few months later, Gunna officially signed the Thug's YSL label. Thug and Gunna were always in the booth together, and Thug said he spent more time with Gunna than he did with his own kids.
I just poured my all into him, bro. I gave this nigga more time than my children, bro. I gave him more time than my kids.
And that's what I was just finna get at, right? So before we went and got into all this investigation, these RICOs and things like that, man, I remember when Gunna first came out, Young Thug and Gunna, they was like this. Them boys was locked in. You couldn't separate them. Everything they did, you know, you seen them together. The music, they was laying tracks together and all this. And it's crazy that one incident, it was a major incident, but now it got the whole thing just messed up. Their friendship gone. The music ain't the same. They dissing each other. So, man, that's why it's like, you know, if you're going to get money, just get money together, man, and stay, and all the other stuff, just keep it out of the way, because when it's all done and said, when they come your way, if this how everything going to play out, all of it pointless. You can get some money, but if you ain't somebody like a rapper or something like that, you like the average person or somebody that's selling a little bit, you know, work here and there, you know, then y'all ain't gonna make it. Your money ain't gonna last. You know, they rappers, so therefore their money is lasting a little bit, even though name is getting destroyed, you know, throughout the internet and the news and all that because of all the snitching allegations. But they still get money. We know that.
According to Thug, he bought Gunna's first crib with his own money. Then he paid for half of Gunna's mom's crib too. Gunna and Thug were super tight for years, but that all changed overnight after they got hit with the Rico case. Gunna took an Alford plea and was able to get home pretty fast. He didn't testify against anyone in the case, but people still started calling Gunna a rat because he took the plea and admitted that YSL was a gang and not just a record label. For a long time, nobody on the outside really knew how Thug was feeling about the situation. A lot of Gunna's old homies in the rap game, like Lil Durk and Lil Baby, were dissing him after he took the deal. But some people thought Thug was still rocking with him, cause he never really said anything about Gunna publicly. And while Thug was still locked up, Gunna was showing love on his new music. Like when he dropped the track I Was Just Thinking and raps, "Only I didn't cry cause it's feeling for my bro. And you know my mind, you didn't watch that nigga grow. Know you hearing lies that your little brother my foe. Yeah, I had copped out, but don't let him say I told." When Thug took his plea deal at the end of the RICO case, he agreed not to be around anybody in the YSL crew except for two people, Gunna and his brother Unfunk. When Thug's lawyer said that Thug needed to have contact with Gunna because they were in business together, some fans thought that meant Thug was still cool with Gunna. That definitely wasn't the case though. And when Thug came home, he dissed Gunna by name and told him to stop acting like they were friends.
Right.
Thug deleted the post
Friendship just
immediately.
ended.
Gunna didn't respond at first. Everyone knew the situation wasn't good though. And in August 2025, Gunna dropped the track Prototype and raps, "Niggas be doing that capping, now that capping catch up to your front door. Run the cash, need it pronto. Whenever mad, got a blunt roll. I got my bitch a trainer, she ain't had to get lipo. Nigga had tweeted my name, must have had to be a typo. Pray the cash could recycle." Gunna didn't actually say Thug's name on the track, but then Thug leaked a song called Closing Arguments and took the disrespect up a level. Gunna wasn't the only dude in YSL who took a deal, and Thug took shots at him and everyone else who took pleas when he raps, "Yeah, Gunna a rat, Yak a rat, Slug a rat, Woody a rat. Fuck that nigga Obama, he still mad about baby mama. Slime Life Shawty, make sure you put down your 40. DK, okay shit, he gay. Hey, I would say I'm stepping, but that's cliche. Hey, niggas thought they left me, then we beat the case." And
Hey man, one thing about Thugger, man, I'm gonna give him his props for just coming out and just speaking what he felt. At the end of the day, I felt like he only really did that because, you know, of course, the internet been going crazy with this investigation of him talking and telling. So I feel like he had to come with something hard. He didn't care if the feds was watching, if the CIA was watching. He didn't care. You know, he exposed a lot of things, and he really ain't supposed to be doing that because he's still on federal probation. So anything that he do can land him back in prison, like, quick. You know what I mean? So I feel like him taking that chance is kind of stupid, but at the same time, I mean, it's his life. It's his life.
Thugger man LaFlair, "I had more hoes than I got hair. I hope every rat go camping and get ate by a bear." Slime Life Shawty took a deal like Gunna and admitted that YSL was a gang. But after he came home, he said that he didn't snitch because the founder of YSL already admitted to the cops that it was a gang. Slime Life Shawty didn't actually give the cops anything that could jam up the rest of the crew, but it still wasn't a good look when he was in court pointing people out to the prosecutors. Slime Life Shawty did say that YSL was a gang, but he also told the court that he didn't know about any street activity going on in the crew. Slime Life Shawty didn't think he ratted on Thug though, so after Thug dissed him, Slime Life Shawty dropped the track Program and raps, "I put my heart inside this shit. Now this the thanks I get. This shit got hard, but I go Thug. That's the price of respect. I lost love, I lost friends, I lost fans, I lost money. I lost faith, I lost hope. I found them both, flew right back jumping. Yeah, idols turned to rivals. Feel like I got in this game for nothing." Thug was airing everybody out for snitching and working with the cops, but the whole story changed when the video of Thug's own interrogation came out. Back in 2015, Thug's homie Pee Wee Roscoe allegedly shot up Lil Wayne's tour bus because Thug and Wayne were beefing. After the shooting went down, the cops brought Thug in to talk about the situation, and he sat down and talked to the cops for 2 hours without even asking for a lawyer. Thug broke down the whole beef between Lil Wayne and Birdman to the cops.
They're like brothers more than Birdman Wayne.
They doing what now, brother?
I said them was damn near more brothers than Bird and Wayne.
Oh, Roscoe and Lil Wayne? Were more
He used to bring Wayne his drugs. Like, trust him.
He even told him that Pee Wee Roscoe used to be Wayne's plug back in the day. There's a lot of back and forth on social media about Thug's interrogation. Some fans think he didn't really give the cops anything they could use against anybody else. But talking to the cops for 2 hours really isn't a good look, especially because at the end of the interrogation, Thug told the cops they'll tell him anything as long as they don't tell the world that it came from him.
Right there is enough to say that you was willing to tell anything and everything that you knew. If you tell people not to tell the next, that means you got something to hide. We already know that. That boy was telling.
Listen,
Yes, sir.
promises, make promises. Just we'll keep promises. Whatever you anytime you ever like want to know anything, tell me. I'll tell you anything. But don't tell the world.
What you got, brother?
Yes, you can.
Doug was getting trashed all over the place when the interrogation video came out. So he clapped back on closing arguments and said, "Ain't no rat in me at all, kid. I'd rather die than telling a nigga for real, for real. And it's a big difference between me and y'all. Y'all niggas pointing niggas out and said they did the crime, nigga. I said he didn't. You dig?" Doug's interrogation has been out for a while, but nobody really brought it up until he started calling everybody else rats. Hearing Thug talk to the cops for hours went crazy, but the biggest twist in the case was when Thug's jail call started leaking and changed the whole rap game. The first thing that came out was Thug talking to 21 Savage about Gunna taking the plea.
You got to, you hold his career in your hand, bro. That's what I'm telling you. If you come out right now and tell the world what he did went wrong, cause them folks already on the internet like, man, fuck all that.
Savage was trying to defend Gunna at first and said he didn't think Gunna was trying to hurt Thug. But after Thug brought up how Gunna called YSL a gang, 21 Savage switched on Gunna and said, "Fuck that nigga."
At the end of the day, saying, fuck a nigga, what that's really finna get a nigga for real.
21 Savage and Thug also talks about other rappers dissing Gunna.
Right, I'm not gonna lie, bro. 21 Savage is one rapper that I ain't never seen in the mix of nothing. He always doing a lot of talking, but I ain't never seen him in nothing. The only thing I heard on 21 Savage being involved in was basically almost getting himself deported back to his country because he is not American. If y'all didn't know that, 21 Savage is not an American rapper. He is from I can't really remember, but he from a different place like Australian or UK. Matter of fact, I think that's what he UK. He from the UK. So yeah, Australia. I don't know why I keep saying Australia, but 21 Savage, man, he know how to get his money. He stay out the way. I ain't gonna lie.
Dirt
Dirt said something to him, but that's it. Like, Wham, ain't doing all this shit. Like,
Wham unfollowed him.
yeah, but I mean, that's just that little boy shit. That ain't really saying that to no
Yeah,
man.
but
It's
that's
like, damn, I don't get the
still
point.
saying that.
Savage thought people were dissing Gunna just for the clout and shouldn't have jumped the gun without talking to Thug first. But Thug said Lil Baby did talk to him before he started dissing Gunna. Then everyone found out that Thug has been faking his streams so he can go #1 on the charts. Thug dropped his album Business is Business while he was still locked up. It looked like he wasn't gonna go #1 though. So Thug asked one of his homies if he still had the plug to get illegal streams to run the numbers up.
Yeah, let's try to beat that nigga. You still got that plug, right? That shit what we did with none of them. You still got that plug?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
There you go. All right, my boy.
Thug wasn't the only one faking numbers though, cause he apparently used the same streaming plug for Gunna back in the day. In another call, Thug said he dropped 50K on bots so that Gunna's record DS Forever would debut at #1 on the charts.
I spent 50 extra grand buying motherfucking streams. $50,000 buying streams for you.
Thug dissing Gunna didn't shock anybody, but Thug was taking shots at everybody in the industry from jail. Somebody requested all the phone records from where Thug was locked up and started releasing them online. In one of the calls, Thug was dissing Kendrick Lamar because Kendrick wouldn't do a feature for him.
How many take care of their family because of pussy? Kendrick, then put it in. If you're a superstar, you don't ran up a few hundred M, but you ain't putting nobody on though.
Thug took shots at Kendrick for not putting anyone else on, and Thug said Kendrick wouldn't do features for Lil Durk or Lil.
Bro, I don't feel like they got nothing to do with you. If he don't want to give you a feature, then he ain't got to give you a feature. How you gonna get mad at this man because he done built his own, path to get where he at, and now you mad? Boy, Young Thug, we been knowing you for a long time, man. You been in the game for a long time. You should have a couple hundred M's too. But you probably got to work on what you promoting, what you doing out here. You know what I mean? That's probably why you lacking a couple M's.
Baby either. Kendrick and Drake were beefing when the call happened, and Thug said that Kendrick would never be bigger than Drake because Kendrick didn't help anybody out. Now some fans are saying that Kendrick said a subliminal at Thug when he dropped the track Squabble Up and rapped, "Tell me why the fuck you niggas rap if it's fictional. Tell me why the fuck you niggas fed if you criminal. Hey, Doc, can I get a drop?" I'm like, nigga, nah. That verse came out way before the phone calls leaked, but there could have been some tension behind the scenes that nobody on the inside knew about. Thug was always tight with Drake, and nobody was surprised when he picked Drake over Kendrick. But in another leak call, Thug sent shots at Drake too and said that he should have talked to President Joe Biden to get him a pardon. And in another call, Thug confirmed that Drake sent shots at Gunna for him on the track Parade on Cleveland when he raps, "I'm about to mop up some boys. It's custodian time. Me and my thoughts is the loneliest time. Don't tell me about loyalty. Show me this time. Business is business. You owe me this time. Slime on your head. Nickelodeon time."
Slow ass beat too, just you're gonna hear every bar. He just popping it the worst way.
Yeah,
Like,
them
I'm the only one who would
Yeah.
real red.
Then another call came out where Thug was taking shots at Glorilla and calling her ugly.
I saw this girl, Gorilla.
Yeah.
Why didn't they say she pretty? That ugly.
Glorilla clapped back and said that Thug was the one who had been blowing her phone up. And that's when Thug hopped on Twitter to apologize and said he was just having a hard time with life when he was dissing her. Then on another call, Thug dissed J. Cole and Andre 3000 and said that nobody wants to hear their music.
Andre 3000, you one of the biggest artists in the world. You became one of the biggest artists in the world. But you ain't helped nobody. You ain't put nobody on.
Andre 3000's been chilling for years and isn't involved with any rap beat. But Thug still took a shot at him and said Andre 3000 didn't help anybody else out when he was one of the biggest artists in the world. Thug even dissed the Migos and said they weren't making any money for the label. Thug has ties to Quavo, Offset, and Takeoff from way back in the day, and fans were shocked that he was dissing them. Then after the call leaked, Thug hopped on Twitter and told Quavo that he loves him and said rest in peace to Takeoff. Thug deleted the tweet right after it went up though, and it's looking like he's burning all kinds of bridges in the rap game.
Bro, that's how you know when a person going through certain stuff. But I mean, he just was talking to everybody. He was talking to everybody in order to get him snitching out of the limelight. I mean, it only makes sense, right? If you got all this going on the internet about you snitching, you would rather start some type of, fake beef with some people than to allow that type of, that type of allegations to be hung over your head. You'd rather go for Kendrick, you'd rather go for Glow, you'd rather go for the Migos. You even went for a legend, Andre 3000. That ain't rapped in years. You know what I mean? Just to take that investigation video and the interrogation video out of the way. So let me go start a beef over here and maybe they'll just start putting this up here. Forget the snitching. Let me go ahead and, flip the script real quick. Let me change the chapter. That's what he tried to do.
Thug dissed Lil Durk too and said he did a lot for Lil Durk. But then Durk started switching up on him and wouldn't clear a song that was supposed to be on Thug's album he dropped while he was in jail. Durk's homie OTF Mr. 300 wasn't rocking with the disrespect, so he clapped back at Thug and said he was gossiping like a straight bitch on the phone. Mr. 300 said he would never trust a dude who wears makeup and dresses. Then Thug shot back and called OTF a bunch of junkies and said he was the one paying for Lil Durk's lawyer. Thug and Future have been tight for years, and Future was always showing love while Thug was fighting his case. But it turned out that Thug was dissing him too. Thug called Future a deadbeat father and said he's supposed to be 100% locked in with the kids, but Future is locked in 100% with the bitches instead.
Bitches want to have your kids and shit too, but you still gotta be like 100% locked in with the kids. You like 100% locked in with the bitches.
Then Thug started hating on Future for real and said, "You biting and you ain't real, a buster all the way around." Thug wanted Future to do a free Thug show while Thug was fighting the RICO case, but Future didn't want to do it. Future didn't respond to the leaked calls, but his homie Zona Man hopped on Instagram and said that Thug was just mad because Future hooked up with a girl that Thug used to be involved with. Thug was crashing out on the phone and even said that
Nah, we ain't gonna do that, man. We not gonna say that Young Thug doing all this because of a beautiful woman. You know what I mean? No, we're not gonna do that. We ain't gonna go as low as trying to make it seem like Thug got a beef with somebody of a woman, man. He might been down bad, but we ain't gonna put him down there that low. And people are always trying to bring the women up and stuff. Always trying to bring the females up and stuff. Then you had a woman on there talking about some this, that, and when they get to going, they exposing something. So you don't even want to bring them in there. Scratch that instantly, expeditiously. You feel me? On that tilt word.
Travis Scott has 11 murders on his hands.
This nigga mama died. I'm dealing with real life shit. Travis got goddamn 11 murders on his hands. Nigga, you don't get your mustache back, son. Goddamn.
Thug was talking about the crowd crush that happened back in 2021 at Astroworld, where 11 people died while Travis Scott was on stage. But saying your own homie murdered 11 people is crazy. After the calls came out, Thug hopped on Twitter and said he was sorry to everyone involved and hoped they could forgive him. Then he dropped the track Miss My Dogs and rapped about how sorry he was to the homies he dissed. Thug rapped about Drake and said, "Drizzy, you my brother. You know I ain't going against you. I got manners. Everything you did for the rap community, can't ban you. Never diss you. Came to visit me a cop bounty like my kin do." Then Thug showed love to Lil Baby in raps. "Wham, pick up the phone. Yeah, talk to me. It's Spider. Touch you everything you know about this shit. We for lifers. God told you in the Bible, the devil will knife you. Rat's already winning. Don't let this shit divide us." He apologized to Future too in raps. Man, I miss my dog. Sitting down and having talks with me. Walking me through this life shit. You deserve an apology. Standing right beside you, and you was right beside me. I don't gotta speak on your name. They know astrology. Thug talked about the snitching rumors on the same track too. In one of the jail calls, Thugger dissed Gucci and called him soft. But on the track, he took it back and raps. Nigga, you know you ain't soft. You didn't raise a rat. Nigga grew up word law. I think Jeezy will tell you that. Nigga, please, I'm not a rat, but that she's where it's at. All the niggas on the case that didn't take pleas. That is that. Thug also did an interview with an Atlanta OG named Big Bank and said he was just talking crazy on the phone because he thought it was over for him while he was sitting in jail.
And I just felt like it was just over. Like, I'm just sitting in jail 24 hours on 23 and 1. I'm in the cell 23 hours.
Thug said that Lil Baby, Future, and everyone else he did on the phone calls were still cool with him, but a lot of fans are calling cap on that. It's not clear where a lot of Thug's old homies are at with him right now, but Thug made it clear that he's never rocking with Gunna again. Gunna has stayed quiet the whole time while Thug was crashing out on everyone, but Thug said he was never gonna be able to forgive him.
Gunna didn't pull up on Thug Mama. Gunna didn't pull up on Thug family. Gunna didn't pull up on Dolly. Gunna didn't pull up on nobody that has nothing to do with Thug. So it's no way possible you think that Elle was serious when she said you gotta get out so you can help Thug.
According to Thug, Gunna is the only reason that the YSL Rico case even happened. Thug claimed that after Gunna admitted that YSL was a gang, a lot of other dudes took pleas and said it was a gang too, and that's why the DA was able to turn it into a Rico case. But while Thug has been crashing out and burning bridges all over the rap game, Gunna stayed focused on the music and kept his momentum up in the industry. And now that people are finding out about Thug's interrogation video where he talked to the cops for 2 hours straight, a lot of fans are saying that Thug should forgive Gunna for taking the plea. Gunna hasn't said anything after Thug started crashing out, but Lil Woody and Yak Gotti hopped on IG and clowned Thug over the situation. Nobody's really paying attention to Yak Gotti and Woody, but young Thug falling out with dudes like Drake, Future, and Lil Baby could change the whole game. Nobody knows how the situation is gonna shake out, but if people start choosing sides and turning on Thug, then they could split up Atlanta and the rest of the rap game too.